Hi everyone, my name is Elena Vargas, and the theme I chose to investigate is the body, gender, and identity in chapter 24. So, this theme illustrates how artists use the human form to explore personal identity, gender roles, and what different cultures consider beautiful. When it comes to beauty, prehistoric people valued a body type demonstrated by wide hips, enormous breasts, and a swollen belly, while others determined it by how closely it conformed to ideal proportions. The human form serves as a powerful expression of pain, pity, and the object to convey suffering, compassion, and the unconventional. Contemporary artists like Cindy Sherman have argued that the female identity is heavily constructed by mass media, primarily through movies. Even within the society, women were strictly put into societal functions, which were either being a wife or a courtesan. However, one might propose that the male identity is just as culturally constructed as the female identity, even though biological sex can differentiate from gender identity. Clothing of the opposite sex served as a method to communicate that a person's biological sex didn't align with their gender identity. As we go into the third slide, for the artist I chose to research is Peter Paul Rubens, who was born in 1577 through 1640. He's a Flemish Barque painter born in Siegen, Westphalia, I believe. Rubens was one of the most celebrated painters of all time and had a reputation for leading light for Barque painting, which was the use of intense light and dark shadows in his art. Being raised as a Catholic in Antwerp gave a religious overturn in much of his work. While living in Antwerp, Rubens received an education in humanities, studied Latin and Greek, and classical literature. After finishing his education, he became a messenger to Marquette de Ledin, the Countess of Lalendin. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This early experience of court life made him realize his love for art and had a major influence on his life and painting. His career as an artist started in 1591 as he became an apprentice for Tobias Verheyen and studied under Otto van Beer with Adam van Noort, the leading painters of Antwerp at this time. Once he started his early career in Italy of 1600, Rubens' distinctive mature style, which he became best known for later in his career, was influenced by the work of Titans who he saw when he was in Venice. As you can see, his most famous pieces were the Assumption of the Virgin Mary in 1626, the Allegory of Peace and War in 1629, and the Fall of Man in 1628 through 1629. As we get to slide 4, these were the three main paintings that caught my interest. We have the Disembarkation of Marie de Medici at the port of Marseilles on November 3rd, 1600 by Peter Paul Rubens. And then we have the Marilyn Depeche in 1962 by Andy Warhol. And then we have the Statuette of Hermaphrodite, possibly from Rhodes, Greece, 2nd century BCE. Artist is unknown due to how they were created and displayed anonymously. So the disembarkment of Marie de Medici as a part of Marseilles This painting medium is, as you can see, is an oil on canvas and was a picture of the queen herself, I believe. As you can see, this allows artists to blend dark and light colors together to create a 3D form illustrating chiaroscuro. Due to this medium high clarity, the pigment retains high depths of color. Rubens uses rich colors, dramatic light, and shadows to transform a political event into a cosmetic allegory. The composition guides the viewer's eyes towards Marie, symbolizing her central role in French dynasty, and the mythological figures reinforce the idea that her arrival is blessed by divine and natural forces which legitimized her rule. As we get to slide 6, the second artwork was by Andy Warhol. Let me see. This painting medium is oil, articulate, and silkscreen on enamel on canvases, and is considered a mixed media laying technique. The artist uses the acrylic as the base underpainting due to how quickly it dries, and adds silkscreen painting for graphic textures with the finish of oil paint for smooth blending and depth. This painting was created after her death, and it illustrates her not so much as a person as a personality, as Warhol repeats over and over again to the point of erasure. Monroe was a feminist icon and her embodiment of fate of female identity in a male-dominated culture. Warhol's piece reflects celebrity and pop culture while referencing abstract techniques such as a large scale and overall composition. He shifted focus from personal expression and to cultural critique, highlighting the impersonal nature of media images. The third artist, which is unknown, was the statuette of Hermaphrodite. This medium is sculpted out of white marble and represents Hermaphrodite. The entire figure is completely carved using a single variety of crystal-like white marble, and some faint traces of polychrome paint still remains on the stone surface, meaning the statue was originally a vibrant color rather than just being white. There is even, if you can see it, a cutting in the stone on the side of the pillar's capital, implying that a separately made piece of marble was once joined to it. During the Hellenistic period, this was best characterized by the Rococo phase. For best known, as it was idealized for beauty. This piece was meant to reflect the cultural and religious values of this time, and only a few hundred depictions of Hermaphrodite are known, most from Roman times. As for my final analysis, in conclusion, due to Peter Paul Rubens was one of the most famous painters of his time, and he combined his school education with ideas from Italian artists to create his own unique style using deep light and shadows. Today he is remembered as a true master of Baroque art, leaving behind everlasting work with royalty. Today he is remembered as a true master of Baroque art, leaving behind everlasting pieces of art. As for the 3 artworks that show how art changes over time to match its culture, illustrating how painting can use rich oil to turn a realistic history event into a powerful story, using modern printing to critique celebrity culture and fame, and showing ancient Greek focus on beauty and religion. Now that finalizes my report, and thank you for listening.